Well, I want to welcome you guys to the third video of Get Off My Chest here on my YouTube channel. I apologize for the space between number two and number three. This will be number two. No, we'll call it 2A. This one is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make a two-part uh, series, if you will. This will be a very entertaining one, hopefully, um, where I address people on political spectrum, both on the left and the right. So please stay tuned for, we'll just say 2A and 2B. So please stay tuned for 2B. That's where we'll be discussing conservatives. But today we are talking about our friends on the left, the liberals. Now, the one thing that stuck out to me when I was, kind of drafting up this video, just kind of thinking about what I was going to say, really two words came to mind. Those two words are personal accountability. Um, as I have observed, both from friends on the left and just from the left in general, they don't believe in personal accountability, and that's not a good thing. Um, so my question to you leftists and liberals out there that might be watching my channel is, how would you define personal accountability? Is it accountability to the individual? Um, because here's the thing, I don't see a lot of that. Especially with a lot of liberals, today, the leftists of today, I don't see a lot of personal accountabilities. Everything is somebody else's fault. And whether that was, the uh, way that our parents brought us up, with participation trophies and all that mess. Whether that's the case, and that's where we learned that everything is not our fault, or we are just as Americans we've just gotten weaker minded, and we just don't want to accept responsibility for things. Either way, there's not. I don't see a lot of personal accountability. Um, Colin Kaepernick. I'll give an example here. Colin Kaepernick, does his protest for the national anthem in 2016. Subsequently gets benched not because of that, but because he was being a substandard quarterback. I mean, when you get switched out for Blaine Gabbert, that's a sign that maybe you should step up your game a little bit. But I digress. And everything was everybody else's fault. A couple years ago, Serena Williams pitched that fit at the U.S. Open. Everybody, even though she clearly was cheating, everybody, it was everybody else's fault. It was Carlos Ramos, the chair umpire. It was the people who were trying to cut her down because she was sexist. And, they were sexist and all that other stuff, right? That's true in sports, and that's true in life. I don't care if you think white privilege is real or not. That's still blaming somebody else for your problems. Something that you can fix. My dad always, my personal thing in life is, it's good to make mistakes, but it's bad to make mistakes that you're unwilling to learn from. So in other words, let me explain that. I think, every now and then we're not perfect, right? We're going to make mistakes. Things happen. But the most important thing is when we screw up, we take responsibility for that. And that's the only way we can learn from that experience and move on with our lives. And I'll give you a personal example here. A while back, I was about 12, really. I was, as you can tell, kind of by my maybe appearance here, I used to sneak a lot of food when I was, in the sixth grade, and it was a really bad habit. Um, and it kind of still is a bad habit. But and there's other things that I've done, kind of similar to that. I've done made some bad choices when it comes to my schoolwork. I'm a major procrastinator. And my grades would sometimes suffer because of that. I wouldn't study for tests that I thought I would ace, and I'd end up getting like 50s on them. Um, and my parents, after every mistake I made, whether it be at home, at school, and just beyond that, they would sit me down and say, "You screwed up, but you can either mope about it and feel sorry for yourself about it, or you can lick your wounds, get up, and fix it." And some of the times, yes, I tripped up and didn't fix it, and that turned out a lot worse for me in the long run. But other ones I did. And that's important. That's, to me, what personal accountability is. It's willing to know, to admit when you are wrong, admit your mistakes, and grow as a person, move on with your life, and help other people to stop making those mistakes. And I don't see any of that on the left. Everything is somebody else's fault, regardless of the color of the color of their skin. It could be the you know gender that they are. They could be socioeconomic status. It could be anything, religion, everything from A to Z, really, right? There's no personal accountability on the left, and that's a major issue. If they're gonna, if we're gonna have any political discourse, that's one of the one things we have to do is focus on personal accountability, admitting mistakes, and moving on with our lives. And so, like I said, everybody else, everything is everybody else's fault. The second thing is that I've noticed from the left is that they really don't substantiate arguments. Now, there's some Democrats out there, definitely some left leaning individuals that know how to debate, and they can debate very well. They know their stuff, and this is why they think they've gone from point A to point B, and they've reached point B because of research and facts. But I don't see that from a lot of the majority of leftists that, I've seen on, in social media or on YouTube. They just post things that either make you feel guilty as an individual or, blame you as the problem for somebody else, referring again back to our problem with personal accountability. And there's not any substantive arguments there. I always watch a video. I always watch this video after I see something like, something's my fault for being white. Right? I'll see that a lot. And I'll watch this video. It's a YouTube guy, a left-leaning YouTube guy, British named, he has a different name, but his YouTube name is Jonathan Pie. He's like a newscaster, and he portrays like this character as a newscaster, and he tells it like it is. And one of the things he says is, the election of Donald Trump is the left's fault. We've lost the art of debate. We've gone so far to where anything else we consider is racist, stupid, sexist. Just talk to people. That was the point of the just talk to people and develop that. And I don't see any of that. Nobody has learned anything that I've seen on the left from 2016. In fact, it's only gotten worse. And that's pretty shocking. It should be that should have been a wake-up call for the left when Hillary Clinton lost. It should have been, we're out of touch. Big time. And we need to fix that. But what did they do in 2020? Here's what they did in 2020. They went and got the Obama guy. They went and got Biden for their presidential nominee. I would have kind of understood Sanders, fighting against the establishment, all that, yada, yada, yada. But you picked Biden. You did the exact same thing you did in 2016, and it will likely turn out the exact same way because you didn't listen. You don't talk to people. You just portray them as racist, sexist, illiterate, stupid morons that can't think for themselves, when in reality, it's you that can't develop an individual thought and portray that into the open forum of ideas, and then tell people how you got to that point, so you can help them understand that perspective, and then you can have a formal civil discussion on opposing points of view. And that will only happen if you have personal accountability. It goes to that very root. If everything is somebody else's fault, if not agreeing with you is sexist, racist, it's saying stuff like that, it pins it on the other person you are discussing, liberals, leftists. It pins it on the other person that you were discussing with, and it makes it their fault that you are losing this debate. The whole Ben Shapiro thing, facts don't care about your feelings. Absolutely. There are things, I've looked up facts that have been particularly left-leaning and, say, well, I don't like it, but it's facts and I can't do anything about it. Right? And that should be the way vice versa. But it's not, and that needs to change. So, that's two things. So it's personal accountability Really, that's what it comes down to the root to, is personal accountability. Whether, like I said, it kind of goes all back to those issues. And the third thing, liberals, I will say it again. I've said it one more. I said it before. You're out of touch, leftists. You are out of touch. The politicians you support are out of touch with the people. When you call half the nation a basket of deplorables, what should that say to you? People aren't going to vote for Democrats if you vote like it. They call you that. They call them racist, sexist, basket of deplorable, stupid people, right? It's almost like they're above you. And that needs to stop. I mean, politicians all, like I said, we'll get to 2B and the conservatives in the next video. But for now, liberals, I have this to say. Focus on personal accountability. That is my charge to you. If there are any liberals or leftists watching this video right now, focus on personal accountability. That opens up the forum of ideas. That opens up this open market of ideas that America was originally supposed to be. That's why the First Amendment is there. That's the reason the First Amendment is there. It's for that open market of ideas to take place. And it's a beautiful thing. Don't ruin it. That is my charge to you. If you focus on personal accountability, if you let your ideas into the open forum of ideas where they can be scrutinized, questioned, and debated, we'll see which idea comes out, which of the ideas comes out as superior. And if you have facts and logic and reasoning to back yours up, yours will come out superior. But all of that starts with personal accountability. And I encourage, like I said, I encourage any leftists, liberals, Democratic voters watching this video right now to focus on that. Now, like I said, I've said before, I think I'm a conservative leaning person. And, people would kill me for saying this. I wouldn't say literally kill me, but people would get mad at me for saying this on the right. Y'all aren't too far gone. Trust me, liberals, leftists. Some of you have your morals intact. Some of you can emerge as people that can defend their ideas and not just, get triggered and mad when somebody even promotes an inkling of objection to your ideas. And if you don't provide facts with that, you lose the art of discussion. And that is a terrible thing. That is a terrible thing. And hopefully, I pray it will never happen. If you learn anything from 2016, if you'll learn anything if Trump gets elected again, if you learn anything from 2020, is that you have to start with personal accountability. And I think that's the end of my rant on this video. So this is video 2A of this series. So this was the liberals and personal accountability. This is what I wanted to talk about with the liberals and the leftists. So I appreciate you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will see you in video 2B, where we discuss conservatives. I haven't decided what topic I wanted to discuss about conservatives yet, but we will see. Hopefully that will come up in the next week or so. Hopefully it won't be in a month like this video was. So I love you guys. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.